All right, hi, everybody. This is a meeting of the Silverton Housing Authority. Today's January 8th, 2024, and it is 6:03 p.m. I call this meeting to order. And I note that Sally Barney is planning to be in attendance, but running late, but roll call, please.
Trustee Edwards?
Here.
Trustee Krinker?
Here.
Trustee Harper?
Here.
Trustee Birma?
Here.
Trustee George?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem will be joining us, Mayor Furman.
Here. Thank you very much. Do we have anyone who is a public attendee? So we don't have anyone in person or anyone on Zoom, so we will open and close public comment. And the first item on our agenda is the consideration to approve the November 27, 2023 meeting minutes. Are there any comments or revisions? Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Trustee Edwards?
Yes.
Trustee Krinker?
Yes.
Trustee Harper?
Yes.
Trustee Birma?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yes.
Mayor Furman.
Yes. Thank you. And the next item on our agenda is continued business for a community builders workshop planning, and I'll hand it over to Anne.
Yeah, so last meeting, you all approved a application to community builders for a Building Better Places training that'll take place March 6th through the 8th in Glenwood. And our application was approved. And so at this point, we need to solidify our team. We are allowed to have a team of up to 8 people. Currently committed, we have myself, Lucy Mulvihill, Dana Kranker, Beth Kramer, and then that leaves, and then there was, I think it was between Tyler and Jim, who is going to consider joining. I don't know if you all have checked your schedules and if you know if you can come or not. Tyler, Jim, have you?
Yeah, I'm not for sure yet. I have some schedule conflicts that I'm still working through, but I will send an email as soon as we can figure that out.
Okay. And then I had a kickoff meeting with JJ Folsom from Community Builders last month, and he really wants us to get our team to the max of 8 people. They suggested inviting someone with a pulse on real estate locally, someone in development, and then potentially someone from the county. This is to get like a better just source of knowledge while we're there. And again, a reminder, the purpose of this meeting or this training is to build a strategic plan for the housing authority. So I wanted to open it up to you all for any suggestions for people to potentially invite to join our team in those 3 areas.
What are the dates again?
March 6th through the 8th. Will be in Glenwood.
And for anybody from the town who attends, if we've budgeted for costs.
Yes.
Yeah. Including like if we get one of our local builders or a real.
Yeah, I have mentioned it over email with Gloria. I don't know if she can hop on and speak to that, but yes.
I was thinking like someone like Melissa Childs, who's involved in a bunch of committees and a real estate broker, could be a good participant.
Yeah, and that's even who JJ recommended.
Or like Jim or Nico.
Totally.
Could really bring a lot of Jim or Nico could bring a lot of insight if they were free.
Bessie Rowe. Bessie Rowe is another maybe.
For,
Gloria has her hand up.
Yeah.
Gloria, we see you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we do have budget for this, and a lot of it is being provided by community builders as well. So, we were looking at maybe a stipend for someone to be able to attend if they were outside of, our organization. So we are still looking at that, but I think it would be doable.
Gotcha.
Thank you. If everyone's okay, I will go ahead and send an invite to the people mentioned, unless anyone else has anyone that they want to nominate as well. But I do need to confirm the team by the end of next week at the latest, because we are having our kickoff call at the end of January.
And I think the only other thought I have is instead of only targeting the people that we've thought of on the fly, if there's a way to either post to Facebook or somewhere else publicly to invite anyone who's interested to throw their name in the ring, and then to maybe talk with them about their qualifications and then to make a decision so that it doesn't feel like it's just being picked by the board.
That's a good idea.
Cool. Awesome.
Great. And then I will move on to the coordinator's report. Old business, we'll go over the grants in a second. San Juan Development Association completed the Anvil Housing Lottery on December. Let's see, I think it was December 21st. 3 applicants applied for 3 homes. We have to verify income, but everyone is pretty much guaranteed a home as long as they continue to maintain their qualification and eligibility. All 3 applicants were in the 80% AMI. There was a lot more interest beyond what I received in the applications. And I think part of that is people were falling just above the 100% AMI limit, especially for couples. So we're going to consider that moving forward with all of our other AMI restricted homes.
And this was a case where it was like within a small margin. It wasn't like a whole bunch of people were disqualified. Like those who were interested were close, but not at the cutoff.
Yeah.
So I talked to a community member, it's a young people recently married, that because of their marriage, they now don't qualify.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're pretty bummed. I don't think they're too far over, but
Yeah. It's always the tricky part.
Yeah, so there are 4 more homes planned, single family homes planned in that same little zone. And so, yeah, that will be of consideration for the future.
Is it a possibility when we go through those applications that people who are at like 105 or 110% could be tentatively approved, knowing that the AMI generally increases year after year? And it generally outpaces wage increases?
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, but my gut instinct is to say no, because we are working directly with the Division of Housing. And so we are following like pretty strict guidelines.
They're setting our framework. Yeah.
so I think that the AMI percentages are hard set, but is there any ability to evaluate how they're coming up with what our like median income is, like how it's being reported and whether there are people who are being excluded that would bring it up a little bit? Because I do think we have some higher income earners in Silverton now that could bring that average up. And like, if, for example, they're only looking at 2021 and earlier, and we can find a way to get them, data from the last 2 years, we could help increase that AMI number a little bit.
I bet the AMI has changed significantly since 2020.
Yeah.
So
And
I
yeah.
can definitely weigh in. Every year, the AMI and the income levels are reevaluated through HUD federally and dispersed down within the state. So there isn't really a lot of wiggle room in terms of the AMI restrictions, and every year our AMI, like our income, average income, is also evaluated. So it's not like we're looking at multiple years in the past. We're looking at the previous year data. So I think that there is a good amount of people, or there were people that were unfortunately excluded, but I think another way to look at it is we're providing 3 homes to those within the 80% AMI, which is another group of people that obviously were here and requiring that. So I think we're still meeting our community's needs. And as Anne said, in the future, we'll be able to assess what that looks like as we go for a future affordable development. At the end of the day, we're still restricted through the entire Anvil site with certain percentages for each 80, 100, and 120% AMI restriction. That's based on DOLA funding that was provided multiple years ago to the county for infrastructure. So taking that into consideration, I think we will eventually have the ability to serve our full community. So hopefully that provides a little bit more context and overall picture.
Thank you very much.
And every year the AMI is released in June from HUD. And then on December 15th, 2023, the San Juan County Commissioners confirmed providing a local cash match for the More Housing Now grant. I applied for that back in December, before December 1st. New business is just gonna be information. The community builders let me know that there is a substantial technical assistance opportunity for the Silverton Housing Authority through the Division of Housing. The first round closed in December, but the next round will open up in the spring, shortly after our community builders. And this will be focusing on either a program or a policy or an initiative that the Housing Authority is trying to move forward. And it's a multi-month technical assistance that I think should be taken into consideration for the team who goes to the community builders training, and have that in mind of like, what is our next project and what do we need help with? Yes.
Does that get structured like Zoom calls with us, or?
I'm not totally sure. What I remember is that it's actually community builders will be
The TA.
the TA.
Okay.
And so I think it is flexible.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know exactly the format.
That's exciting. So like the team coming out of the March meeting, the goal there is working on a strategic plan. And then there's potential for technical assistance to help like pull one of the policy objectives from the strategic plan and work on it.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. And then grant updates. Again, we're approved and going to the community builders building better places training. DOLA accepted our letter of interest and invited us to apply for the local planning capacity grant. This is through Prop 123, and it is targeted to help towns and governments increase their capacity to address affordable housing. So that application is February 15th. Part of our agenda will be signing that letter of support, as well as what's it called? An IDA between the town and the housing authority. So that is exciting. And then the More Housing Now grant was submitted. We've been talking with our local or regional manager. We can expect to hear about the grant in February. And again, this grant was for the remaining pre-development of lots 1 and 32 in Anvil for the apartments. So that's really exciting. And if we do get the award, we'll get that in the award letter in February and hopefully under contract in March. then we can put out an RFP for the pre-development plans. And then, again, just the local planning capacity grant. It's to pay for the director position of the Silverton Housing Authority. That is all I have for my coordinator's report.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry, I was late, Ann.
Okay.
I also ended up in a short chair and I'm gonna switch that out right now.
Any trustee questions for Anne on the report? Just great job. Thank you to you and Beth and everybody else. This is just really exciting and it's really cool to be at a point where we're seeing like tangible things happen and it's not just conceptual, like we hope someday maybe we'll have another affordable housing project.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much.
Okay, so the next item is new business 6A, letter of support for Dola's capacity building grant that we were just talking about.
And so, yeah, this is a letter of support on behalf of Silverton Housing Authority because the town will be applying for the grant. So the Housing Authority is saying that we support it. And that will be signature from Jane.
Looks great.
We need a motion to approve the letter. Or it's probably the best case, yeah. So would someone like to make a motion to approve us submitting this letter of support to DOLA?
And make a motion
So
to
moved.
Thanks, Tyler. Second?
second.
Awesome, thanks, Sally. Roll call, please.
Trustee Edwards?
Yes.
Trustee Crinker?
Yes.
Trustee Harper?
Yes.
Trustee Firma?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Barney?
Yes.
Yes. Great, thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is new business item 6B, which is also something we just talked about, which is the intergovernmental agreement between the town of Silverton and the Silverton Housing Authority for the purpose of sharing staff.
I don't know if Gloria wants to expand on this, but again, just saying the town is willing to share and wanting to share a staff position for the director position of the Silverton Housing Authority.
And Clayton made it a little bit more broad so that we can, talk about sharing staff, sharing finances, sharing facilities, just kind of a more broad IGA.
Are there any downsides to that?
No, actually, I wanted it very specific to the staff, and he explained to me, actually, this is much more beneficial this way.
Okay, yeah.
Great. Any other questions? Would someone like to make a motion to approve the IGA?
So moved.
Thank you. Second. Thanks, Jordan. Roll call, please.
Trustee Edwards?
Yes.
Trustee Crinker?
Yeah.
Trustee Harper?
Yes.
Trustee Firma?
Yes.
Trustee George?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Barney?
Yes.
Mayor Furman?
Yes. Awesome, thank you. Is there anything else for tonight to talk about?
I don't have anything unless any of you have any questions or comments or.
Great. It's like getting all the ducks in a row.
Mhm.
It's really great. Yeah. Thanks for working on all the administrative sides.
We'll ask.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question if it's not on the agenda?
Sure.
Well, you can just tell me to stop if it's not okay.
If it becomes a substantive discussion, we will have to put it on the next meeting agenda, but if it's
I don't, yeah.
question you're.
I was just wondering, is the lottery, what's the status of the lottery for the, did you already go over this?
Yeah.
Then never mind, I'll watch the video.
It's done.
And the people,
Process. Yeah,
nice,
hopefully.
it's amazing. And they know who they are.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you very much. It's 6:23 p.m. and we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting and reconvene in 37 minutes for our regular meeting at 7 o'clock.
Great.
Thank you all and see you all in a little bit.